your father had the experience of getting drafted, but then kind of getting cut and then having to work his way back into the NBA. So what was your transition from going from college player to getting drafted into NBA? What was the transition like for you?
Yeah. Well, my junior year, which was my last year of school, I had an All-American year, and just it may not have been in his head, but it definitely in my head. I wanted to be a pro. As one of my goals. I always have been a goal setter, and something that I've learned from him. And I thought I could make it happen. And it's funny, he had mentioned, he hadn't really seen me in that light. I remember like during that time watching the playoffs and watching like the Bulls and the Celtics in 2009, and unbelievable series. And it was Ray Allen. This is all the guards that were playing. Ray Allen, Rondo, Ben Gordon, Paul Pierce, and just how amazing they were in that series. And just thinking like, man, I don't know if I'm ready for that yet. But I decided to make that jump, and I worked really hard to get myself ready for workouts and. Put myself in the position to get picked very high. And, I was projected to go 12 around that area, but I never believed it. Just like him, I just make sure, I'm doing all my workouts, doing everything I'm supposed to do and more, just to make sure this is what they say is going to be. So, then draft night came and I went number 12, and, the rest is history.
What was that like to play college in North Carolina, then start your pro career in North Carolina? Did that help? Do you think that helped ease your transition or hinder it in some way?
I think a little bit. I think it helped me, because my rookie year I didn't play much. I had Larry Brown, who's, a great coach, but just not as, he doesn't have as much, what's the word? Confidence in young players as some other coaches. That was the situation I was thrown in. So, at different times though, I found myself down at Duke, seeing a practice or seeing a game, and catching up with my old friends, old teammates, and Coach K, and just kind of pulling myself away from not playing, because it's really eating at me. Like, I'd never been in a situation where I wasn't playing. So going someplace that was almost like home to me, or I spent my last 3 years, was, it made it a smoother transition, because I kind of was still close to stuff that was familiar to me. But, and I ended up playing there for 6 years, and, have a house there. And, I've always gone back in the summers and played with the guys. I've went back and got my degree, which was easier to do. It was only a 2-hour drive away. And, I built relationships with some of the guys that came after me. And, like Jalil, he's one of my best buddies. I got to spend a whole summer with him, the only summer he was there. And, it's just pretty cool being close.
You're down with the 76ers. So what kind of steered your decision, or, how did you come about to sign with the 76ers for this upcoming year? And as best as you can say now, or maybe looking forward, what's it going to be like to, play in your hometown, basically, in the NBA?
Yeah, well, being a free agent this summer, free agency kind of pulls you in all kind of directions. You got to really make the best decision for yourself, your family, your career. And, for me, Philadelphia showed high interest in me. They explained a role to me that I liked. And obviously, being here back home was something that drew me a lot here, to make that decision. And, they found, value in my game and what I brought to the table. So, just after kind of talking about it with, my family and, my agent and stuff, it just was the right choice for me.
Are you pretty happy to have him come back and play in Philly?
Well, it was good to have him back in the area. A lot of conversation all summer long about Gerald coming back to Philly, and we don't have to travel as far to see him play anymore. I tell you that much, and it's going to be interesting. As a father, even when he was this high, he'd be out there playing and you feel helpless. You want to help him, get out there and help him a little bit, but you can't help him. So I get me a nice seat and relax and try to watch the games. Even in road games, I'm at home, drinking some coffee or a beer and watching the game and hollering at the TV. Gerald, you need to do this. You need to, So it's fun. It's fun, and he's in his 8th year now, and he's getting past the middle of his career, and hopefully he'll be in Philadelphia for a long time to come.